Welcome. I saw this very question on JAMB past question, and I would like to teach you how to solve it here. The question is, find the square root of 170 minus 20 root 30. To approach this question, solve it as follows. Solution. We have that assign square root of 170 minus 20 root 30 to variables in form of root a minus root b in form of this. Since this is bilateral, it contains two terms, 170 minus 20 root 30 with the sign minus. Assign the answer to be root a minus root b and find the values of a and b. Solving this, you square both sides to remove the radicals. You remember this is irrational number, so this should also be irrational by the end of the solvings. So find the square root of square both sides. By squaring both sides, I'll have that root 170 minus 20 root 30 square will be equals to root a minus root b square. Also, in this case, square will cancel square root. In this place, I'll now have 170 minus 20 root 30 equals to root a minus root b times root a minus root b. Since it has square as a bit power, it means this value times itself. And in this case, square will cancel square root. Square will cancel square root because square is inverse of square root. So both will cancel, and the value that will remain will become the content of this number inside here, the radical. Okay, so we at this point open these brackets, expand to know the actual value of this. So we now have that this means 170 minus 20 root 30 will give me, we expand by multiplying all the terms of this by this, after which we also multiply all the terms of this by this. I said expand by multiplying all the value of the terms of this bracket by this value, this singular value, my root a. When you finish multiplying, you do the same to this. Let's multiply what? Root a times root a will give us a. Root a times minus root b will give us minus root ab. Minus root b times root a will give us minus root ab. Minus root b times minus root b will give us minus b. Then add the like terms and minus times minus is plus b. Thank you. Minus times minus is plus, so minus root b times minus root b will give us plus b. So here I'll have this to be 170 minus 20 root 30 is equals to a plus b minus root ab will be 2 root ab. We compare the two equations. We equate 70 and ab because they are rational, and we equate irrational together. We have that a plus b is equals to 170. Call this one equation 1. We now have that minus 20 root 30 is equals to minus 2 root ab. Simplify this further by dividing both sides by minus 2. So we have this, divide this by minus 2, divide this also by minus 2. Minus we cancel minus, 2 we cancel 2, it will give us 1, 1. Minus we cancel minus, 2 cancel 2, 1, 2 cancel 20 is 10. Therefore, we have that 10 root 30 is equals to root a b. Call this equation 2. From equation 1, we have that a is equals to 170 minus b. From equation 1, make a the subject of the formula. So we have that a is now equals to 170 minus b. Call this equation 3. Substitute this into equation 2. Put a equals to 170 minus b in equation 2. Put it in equation 2. This will now give us that 10 root 30 is equals to root, remember a is equals to 170 minus b. 170 minus b times b times b times b. So find the square of both sides. Find the square of both sides. This will now give us that this is 10 root 30 square is equals to root 170 minus b times b square. This is to remove the essence of this is to remove the radicals, the square root function. The essence of it is to remove the square root function. This one means, so here in this case, square we cancel square root. And in this case, this is 10 root 3 times 10 root 30. 10 root 30 times 10 root 30, not root 3. Thank you. This is equals to 170 minus b times b. Let's multiply out. 10 times 10 is 100. Times root 30 times root 30 will give us 30 equals to 170 times b is 170b minus b times b is minus b square. Alright, we are in order. So we rearrange. Remember, 100 times 30 is 3000 equals to 170b minus b square. So rearrange to form quadratic equation. Bring the terms of this to the left hand side, equating the equation to 0. Minus b coming to the left hand side, minus b coming to the left hand side will give us b square, plus 170b coming to the left hand side will give us minus 170b. This is not moving, it's already in the left hand side, so it's still plus 300 equals to 0. This is a quadratic equation. What we now do is we factorize. It's factorable, so we can factorize it. We factorize. We find two numbers that we can add to give us minus 170, and the product is 3000. Sorry, 3000, not 300. The product is 3000. Two numbers to add to give us minus 170, and the product to be 3000. The two numbers should be 150 and 20. Yeah, since minus 150 minus 20 is minus 170, and minus 150 times minus 150 minus 20 is equals to minus 170, and minus 150 times minus 20, minus times minus is going to be positive. 2 zeros, keep it in mind. Then 2 times 15 is 30 to give us 3000. So the two numbers is this and this. So change minus 170b to expand minus 170b to minus 150b minus 20b. So in this case, I have this to be that b square minus 150b minus 20b plus 3000 is equals to 0. Is equals to 0. I expanded minus 170b in form of minus 150b minus 20b plus 3000 equals to 0. Pair these terms, pair two terms together. I have this b squared minus 150b will be paired together plus minus 20b plus 3000 and this is equals to 0. That is equals to 0. So what we have that is common here is b. Factor it out. B will be factored out. B squared divided by b will give me b minus 150b divided by b will give me 150. Factor out here to 20. Factor out 20 minus 20. So minus 20 coming out. Minus 20b divided by minus 20 will give me b plus 300 divided by minus 20 will give me minus 150. See it here. We have that 3000 divided by minus 20. 0 will cancel 0. 0 will cancel 0. 2 cancel 2. 1, 2 cancel 30 is 15. 2 cancel 0, 0. Minus we move up. So the answer is minus 150. So we have that. We now have again to factor out b minus 150 again. So bring out b minus 150. And coming to this term, b will remain here. You have b minus, coming to this side, 20 equals to 0. Please, this is equals to 0. And this is also equals to 0. We have two terms that multiplied, two numbers that multiply themselves and the value is 0. It is either that this value is 0 or that this value is 0 for this to be true. What are we saying in the answer? It's either that this means that it's either that b minus 150 is equals to 0 or b minus 20 is equals to 0 for this to be true. So collect items here. We have that in this place b is equals to 0 plus 150 or b is equals to 0 plus 20. This means that b is equals to 150 or 20. This is the value of b. We substitute b in equation 3 to find our a. Substitute the values of b in equation 3 to find a. Equation 3 is that a is equals to 170 minus b. When b equals to 150, when b is equals to 150, a is equals to 170 minus 150, which is equals to 20. When b is equals to 20, because we have two values for b, when b equals to 20, a is equals to 170 minus 20, which is equals to 150. Therefore, a is also equals to 150 or 20. Hence, root 170 minus 20 root 30, which is equals to root a minus b, is we can now say that root 170 minus 20 root 30, which we say is equals to root a, can take a to be 20, root 20 minus b, root a. Okay, let's take the value of a at 20. Yeah, we are correct. A is 20 at when b is 150 minus root 150, or when b equals to 150, when b equals to 150, a is equals to 20. That's what I just did. When b equals to 20, a is 150, or root. Remember we said a coming first. When b equals to 20, so or root 150 minus root 20. So any of this is what we have. In this place, the first way, resolving the first one, we have that root 20 is equals to root 2 times 5, 2 times 2 times 5, minus root 150 is equals to 2 times 5 times 2 times 3 times 5 times 5. 2 times 3 times 5 times 5. So this is, we are resolving the first one. So we are saying that root 20 minus root 150 is equals to this, which is equals to root 2 square times 5 minus root 2 minus root 6 times 5 square, which is equals to 2 root 5 minus 5 root 6. This is the final answer. This is the final answer. If you have question, please do well to this one is the other way around. This one is saying that is also the same as root 5. This one is saying this particular one now. Let me solve it here. This particular one now is saying, remember root 150 is 5 root 6 minus root 20 is 2 root 5. So the answers are 2 root 5 minus 5 root 6 or 5 root 6 minus 2 root 5. These are the answers. A recap. If you have questions, please do well to alert me. I will explain more. Assign two values. Root a minus root b can be root x minus root y. So square both sides. The square, we cancel square root. And when you expand this, you have a root a times root a will give you a. Root of any number times root of itself is the same thing as the number. As you can see, root 4 times root 4 is 4. Root 4 is 2. Root 4 again is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So root a times root a is a. Root a times minus root b is minus root ab. Minus root b times root a is minus root ab. Minus root b times minus root b is plus b. Bring a and b together, they are rational numbers. So you have this as a plus b, and these are irrational. You can add them. Of course, this is minus root ab. Minus root ab is going to give you minus 2 root ab. So we will compare the rationals and irrationals together, you equate them together. So we have that a plus b is equals to 170, and the root minus 20 root 30 is equals to minus 2 root ab. So simplify it by dividing by minus root 2. Minus 2, divide both sides by minus 2. So minus 2 we cancel minus 2 to give you 1, minus cancel minus 2 cancel minus 2, 1 minus 2 cancel 20, 10. So you have this to be 10 root 30 equals to root ab. Make it equation 2. From equation 1, make a the subject of the formula. You have this to be 170 minus b. 170 minus b. 170 minus b. Put this in equation 2 to find b. Eliminate that, we are eliminating b. Put this in equation 2 to find b. So we have this to be 10 root 30 is equals to 10 root 30 is equals to root a is 170 minus b. So 170 minus b times b. To remove this, write this square root functions, square both sides. Well, square both sides, we have this to be 10 root 30 squared is equals to root a, root 770 170 minus b times b square. So square root we cancel square. We have this to be 10 root 30 square is going to give us 3000. 3000 is equals to 170 minus b times b, and we open bracket to give us 170b minus b square. Rearrange to form quadratic equation. Minus b coming to the other side to give us positive b square. Positive 170b coming to the other side is going to give us negative 170b. Then 3000 is at the left hand side, so you have it as 3000. This will give us equals to 0. Factorizing, we have two numbers to add to give us minus 170, and the product is 3000. The two numbers are minus 150 and minus 20. So substituting minus 170b with minus 150b minus 20b, we have this. This is equals to 0. Pair the two numbers, minus b minus 150b will be paired together, minus 20 and 3000 will be paired together. You factor out minus b, you have this. Factor out minus 20, you have b minus 150. Factor out again b minus 150, you have b minus 20. So you have b minus 150 and b minus 20 equals to 0. Two numbers timesing themselves to give you 0. It is either that the first number is 0 or the second number is 0. So what we are now saying is that b minus 150 is either 0 or b minus 20 is 0. B minus 150 0 means that b is equals to 150. B minus 20 equals to 0 means b is equals to 20. Either b is equals to 450 or 20. So going to equation 3, when b equals to 150, a is equals to what? When b equals to 150, a is equals to 170 minus 150, which is equals to 20. So this is the fact that I used to find the first one from the function, from this thing. So when b is equals to 150, a is equals to 20. So that is why I have root 20 minus root 150. That's why I have root 20 minus 150. So on solving this one, root 20 is the same thing as root 2 times 2. That is square root of 2 times 2 times 5, which will give us 2 square times 5. And root 150 is the same thing as 2 times 3 times 5 times 5, which is 6 times root 5, 6 times 5 square, which will give us here 2 root 5 minus 5 root 2. Then the other way around is when b equals to 20. When b equals to 20, a is equals to 150. So 150 means b is now going to be 150, because a is now going to be 150 and b is now equals to 20, which means this term will come first. This value will come first. This value will come first. This one will follow. So it's now going to be 5 root 6 minus 2 root 20. These are the two answers, either this or this. Thank you, and God bless you.